Okay. Okay, so percent proportion. What I want you to write on your sticky note is part over whole. My God, what are we doing yet? Write just what I write here. Part over whole equals percent over 100. So this is a proportion, and this is what the formula we're going to use all throughout this lesson, because sometimes we're going to need to find the percent, sometimes we're going to need to find the part, sometimes we're going to need to find the whole thing, and this formula will tell you what numbers to put in where in order to solve your proportion. So in a percent proportion, one ratio or fraction compares part of a quantity to the whole quantity. So part to whole. The other ratio is the equivalent percent written as a fraction with a denominator of 100. Okay, so their example says 4 out of 5 is 80%. So in order to figure that out, we would do 4 out of 5 equals 80%. So they give you the numbers to put in here so we can see. And do you guys remember how to see if your proportions, if your fractions are equivalent from before? Yeah. If we cross multiply each side, 80 times 5 and then 100 times 4, you should get the same number, and that tells you that they're proportional, okay? So I'm going to erase that, but I do want you to keep this written on your sticky note for your, to help you with when you do your homework.
One more time.
So example 1 says, please stop doing that. We're going to use the percent proportion to find the percent this time. So we're finding the percent, and it says what percent of 15 is 9. So we set that up as part over whole. So the part is always going to be less than the whole, right? So we have 9 over 15 equals, and then we're trying to find the percent, what percent, so we'll use x, the variable, over 100. Okay, and to find that, we cross multiply and divide. So 9 times 100 is 900, and divide by 15. 900 divided by 15 is 60. So $9 is 60% of $15. Right? I need you to look at the board and pay attention, please. Okay. So down at the bottom, we're gonna try these together. A says, what percent of 25 is 20? 80. So our percent proportion, part over whole, which one's the part here, 20 or 25?
25.
The smaller number's the part, so it would be 20. So we'll do 20 over the whole, which is 25.
Equals 80 over 100.
Right, and we haven't solved it yet. You solved it, but we haven't. So I'm just going to use x over 100. Okay, who can tell me how to solve that?
Me.
Raise your hand if you remember. Grayson?
You cross multiply.
Yeah, so
20 times 100.
Yep.
And you divide by 25.
right, so 20 times 100 is 2,000. 2,000 divided by 25 is 80. And so it's going to be 80%. I want you guys to try B at your seats, okay? And you can grab your calculators if you want. You probably want them because this is easier.
Can you grab them?
Hey, number.
Set it up just like this.
I'm number 4. I don't want no.
No.
I'm number 8. Number looks like number one, sadly, but it is number one. No.
Look at you.
We stole another one.
It looks like number one.
Okay,
but it's
so
number four.
let's get to work setting this up. If you're not sure how to set up your portion, raise your hand and I'll come over and help.
Oh. Let's see here.
Okay, so you're doing part over whole. So the part's the smaller number, so 12.75 over 50. Okay, just make it look just like a fraction with your line.
Yeah.
Equals percent we don't know, so use x over 100. Now you cross multiply with your calculator. 100
Look at the same thing.
and then divide by 50. So put it on your
Because
iXL.
it is a decimal.
Times 12.75.
100 times
12.75. Anyone else need help?
1,000 and
And then divide by the remaining number. Just a second, you guys. Your answer is gonna be a percent. You don't have to change anything or move any decimals.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Choose my cherry pie.
No. Your part over whole. I'll do it on the board so you can see.
Are you talking about salty crab?
Okay, so who wants to tell us what the answer is? This is a percent, and then I'm gonna do it. Okay,
I can tell you.
25.5%. So part over whole, the smallest number is the part, so 12.75.
Smallest number isn't always the part. Is it good?
If it's a part, it's smaller. Part over whole, so 50 equals percent over 100. We don't know the percent, so that's why we put X in there. So cross multiply 100 times 12.75 and then divide by 50 and you get 25.5 and just add your percent symbol at the end, okay? Don't forget that because that's how we know it's a percent. Any questions?
Jimmy,
Yes?
can I go to bed?
No.
We should go home.
No.
We should go home.
Dang it,
You guys will perk up after lunch.
No,
Okay, so example 2.
It depends how hard I hit the ball.
So now we're trying to solve for a number, and it says, what number is 40% of 120? So what do you guys think we're solving for? We're not solving for the percent this time. It's either the part or the whole. Think about it. What number is 40% of 120? What do you guys think we're solving? Please don't do that. Why are you doing that?
I'm bored.
Well, I'm sorry I'm so boring.
I know.
It's okay, I'm going to.
What part is, or what number is 40% of 120? I just gave it away. What are we solving
45.
for? The part. We're solving for the part. So we're gonna use that, part over whole equals percent over 100 again, and we're just gonna plug in our values. So, we have 40% in 120, so we don't know the part this time, so I'm gonna use X for that. The whole is 120 equals, the percent is 40, so 40 over 100. So there's our proportion, and you guys know how to solve that. We cross multiply and divide, and we get 48. So X equals 48. Yep. 48 is a part of 120. 48 is 40% of 120, so it makes sense. Let's set up letter C. what number is 5% of 60? So a little trick that I use, you guys, when you see of the number, that means that that number is the whole, okay? So I'm gonna, let's see how we set this up. So we have x over the whole, which is 60, equals percent over 100. I want you guys to solve that, and after you solve it, raise your hand and let me know what you get for an answer.
Your 5 looks like an S.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Can you stop?
Minute.
I think I got it.
Okay,
We're solving D.
you're solving C, and then you're gonna do D on your own. You're gonna set it up yourself.
Okay.
So for C, who got the answer? Who wants
Mason
to
does.
answer it? Grayson, what did you get?
3%.
3?
Look at this.
That's what I
It's not a percent though, it's just the number 3. Yep, because we have 5%. So I want you guys to set up D as your proportion and solve to find 12% of 85.
Okay, I know how to do this.
So remember when it says of the number, that's your
Can't see.
whole.
Oh, did that wrong.
Okay.
I can't remember how to do it again. I did it online, so that's fine.
I'm done.
Anybody need help?
I do.
You do?
Maybe. Right, maybe. Oh, no, no.
You need help?
Yeah.
Okay, who's got the proportion for D? How are we gonna set it up, Grayson?
X over 85 equals
Yeah.
12 over 100.
Good. And what's the answer?
10.2.
10.2. Yep, you were correct. 10.2. Good. Any questions on that section, you guys?
But typical.
We've got one more section to do where we're solving for the whole.
Can I say something?
Does it have to do with the lesson? Because if it doesn't, then you can wait until.
Well, it's gonna be this fast. Mason looks so sophisticated.
Sophisticated.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on example 3. I need you guys to look up at the board, please. So we have 18 is 25% of what number? So now we're solving for the whole. Remember, the word of means the whole. So of what number? That's gonna be our x. So I'm going to do 18 as our part over x equals percent is 25 over 100, and there's our proportion that we cross multiply and divide. So we would get 72 for our whole number. And that makes sense because 18 is a part of 72 and 18 is 25% of 72. Okay? So the main thing with this lesson is that you guys get your proportions set up correctly. So you're gonna have to use your little sticky note, and remember, you can even write on your sticky note when you see the word of, it means the whole. Michael, please stop.
What?
You know. I want you guys to try letter E. 40% of what number is 26?
Wait.
You're gonna set up your proportion.
Do you divide it or times it? Yeah.
You cross multiply and divide. I'll stop making eyes at each other, okay? Or you guys will
Look at the
be
ceiling.
doing your math and lunch detention.
It looked that way.
You should be looking at the board right.
I did it
I'm looking at my
twice.
Good, Grayson.
Melanie, maybe how? Wait, no.
Hey, Jada, how did you set your proportion up for E? Can you tell us?
40 over 100 and 26 over x.
Yep. So
All I
26.
did was 2,600 divided by 40.
Yep. Good. And what did you get for an answer?
100.
1/5?
65.
Can I do,
26
F?
times 100 is 2600 divided by 40. And you should get 65. Probably you had a calculator issue.
Because I said 100 earlier, so.
Grayson, what did you get for F?
84 over x equals 75 over 100, and I got 112.
Correct. Good job. Alright, let's turn the page. We have one more example, which is a real world problem, and then you guys can work on your assignment.
Can we do it in partners?
Do I have to do
Can I
this?
go to the bathroom after this?
Okay, so we have word problem. It says the average male Western Lowland gorilla eats 33.5 pounds of fruit each day. How much food does the average adult male gorilla eat each day? So it says you know that 33.5 pounds is the part. You need to find the whole. So they set up the proportion 33.5
Wait.
over X. You notice they use W for whole. You can do that too if you want. It's up to you. And then 67 is the percent over 100. And then we cross multiply
Equals 75.
and divide. It should equal 50.
I don't know, I just said a number.
So it should, the whole is 50. Okay? So if you guys look, this is what your homework's gonna be. It's gonna say what percent of 90 is 9. The ones where they ask you for the percent are gonna be pretty easy to set up. The trickier ones are if you're trying to set up to solve for the whole or the part. So,
Obviously when we're looking for the whole, right?
yeah, and usually the word is in there if you're looking for the part. So what number is 2% of 35? So that one you're looking for the part.
Are we
So
doing 5?
x over 35 equals 2 over 100. And if you're unsure, you can ask me or Miss McGilcuddy and we'll
Are
help
we doing
you
5?
let you know.
Are we doing 5 and 4?
Your homework is gonna be this page 1 through 4, and then page 125, 1 through 12. And I'll write that on the board for you.
Are we looking for the whole in number 1?
In number 1, you're looking for the percent. It says what percent of 90 is 9.